It was just after midnight, when the silence broke. Not with thunder, not with shouting, but with a sound you couldn't ignore. High-pitched, mechanical, slicing through the night. Then, chaos. From above, a lone drone locked onto a convoy creeping through the bush. No headlights. No markings. Just shadows moving in the dark. Within seconds, fire consumed the first vehicle. The rest didn't stand a chance. When boots finally reached the ground, nothing remained but twisted metal and smoke. At first, nobody knew who pulled the trigger. But then the truth surfaced. The order came from Traore himself. This wasn't a random strike. This was a warning shot, to mercenaries, to their funders, and to every nation pretending sovereignty was safe. Burkina Faso wasn't defending anymore. It was taking the fight to the shadows. The investigation revealed something chilling. These weren't ragtag fighters. They were professionals, equipped with Western rifles, encrypted comms, and French satellite radios still online. Fingerprints linked them to former Nigerian Special Forces operatives. Ghost soldiers. Highly trained, highly paid, and erased from the records. Someone was bankrolling this operation. And the trail led far beyond Africa's borders. 2 nights before the strike, Burkina intelligence intercepted a single encrypted call. 3 towers, Nigeria, Ghana, and right inside Ouagadougou. Proof there was a mole in the capital. The message was short, but deadly clear: Operation Broken Spine begins in 72 hours. The target, a refinery under construction, the jewel of Burkina Faso's independence. The clock was ticking. At 3:44 a.m., Traore convened his war council. The verdict was unanimous: if the convoy reached the refinery, everything would collapse. His response? Deploy the drone. Terminate the threat. But this wasn't just any drone. Codenamed NA-7, inspired by an ancient Mossi warrior queen, it was a prototype. North Korean framework. Russian targeting. Burkina encryption. Africa's weapon, born in secrecy. And that night, it roared to life. 12 minutes. That's all it took. From launch to obliteration. 0 civilian casualties. 0 second chances. Even Western analysts watching from satellite feeds admitted it: this was precision they didn't have in the field. Burkina Faso, once dismissed as a technological backwater, had just shown the world it could hit hard, hit clean, and hit alone. Nigeria stayed silent. No press release, no outrage. Behind closed doors, panic. The mercenaries were theirs. Former elite soldiers, trained at Western-backed facilities. And worse, financed through offshore accounts tied to London, Paris, and Abu Dhabi. The West didn't issue threats. They muttered about stability while their fingerprints burned in the rubble. Burkina Faso's intel team dropped the bombshell. Logs traced through Virginia. Langley, Virginia. The CIA's backyard. French-made radios found on corpses. The verdict was clear: this wasn't a freelance op. It was a coordinated foreign proxy mission. And Traore knew exactly what that meant. Africa was under siege, not by militias, but by powers in suits. In an emergency session of the AES Council, Traore's words cut like steel: if they send ghosts, we send thunder. No more whispers. No more denials. The Alliance of Sahel States, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, moved as one. Protocol 0, zero tolerance for interference. No negotiation, no compromise. A shield forged in fire. Within days, Operation Iron Shield was activated. Satellites reassigned. Borders fortified. Encrypted lines linking Ouagadougou, Bamako, Niamey 24/7. Air patrols, drones, commandos. Attack 1, face all 3. The West called it an alarming escalation. But across Africa, it was hailed for what it was, the birth of Africa's first united defense. The strike lit a fire. From Ghana to South Africa, murals of the NA-7 drone appeared. Students marched with banners, "Don't mess with sovereignty." Crowds in Ouagadougou flooded the streets, not in protest, but in celebration. For the first time in decades, headlines weren't written in Paris or Washington. They were written in Africa, by Africans. Western leaders urged restraint. France warned of instability. The White House begged for de-escalation. But Traore wasn't backing down. Live on air, he declared, "Burkina Faso is not your puppet. Our borders are not your playground." His words spread like wildfire. Even in the West, people cheered. For once, the mask was off. Then came the final line, stamped into the doctrine of a new Africa: any unregistered foreign military presence will be treated as hostile, and neutralized without negotiation. No room for misinterpretation. For the first time in over a century, Africa wasn't waiting for permission. It was drawing its own red line, daring the world to cross it. This wasn't just a drone strike. It was a signal. A declaration that Africa's age of submission was over. The fire that started in Burkina Faso spread across the continent, a call to every nation tired of manipulation. For the first time, Africa was no longer begging. It was warning. And the world was forced to listen.